Hey guys, Pyker here, and welcome to another episode of Kethane Space Program. In this episode, we're gonna get a miner on the moon. We're gonna actually start mining some Kethane. I know it's been a minute, but and we're actually kind of skipping a couple steps that I wanted to take, but we are going to get a miner on the moon. Mainly just as like a starting operation, kind of just basically to fuel everything that we have up there right now and then we'll start building our what we need to build to get a moon base going. So it shouldn't be too difficult if we have a base mining system going on. So in this episode we are building a Kethane miner, and we are going to take it to the moon, land on the moon, and mine some Kethane. Um, I basically have the same kind of design that I wanted to do. It's an unmanned miner, so in case anything, anything goes catastrophically wrong, we'll be able to. It won't matter because it'll just be parts up there. It won't be, I won't be stranding anybody or killing anyone. So it's an unmanned miner, just to kind of play it safe as like a dry run kind of thing going. So in case this thing is horrendously bad or is very difficult to control or whatever, we won't actually endanger any of our Kerbonauts. So yeah, this episode is going to be pretty easy. It might be a two-part episode because I don't know how much time it's going to take to get this thing up around the moon and land, and then I might do like a land on the surface and start mining Kethane, and then do another part that's like converting the Kethane into fuel and then meeting back up at the space station and doing all that fun stuff. Um, this thing has basically the capability to mine Kethane, convert Kethane while on the surface, and to also carry Kethane up to the space station. So whenever we do end up filling up this thing as to the brim with fuel, we'll be able to fly up to the space station and convert Kethane there and fuel the space station with the Kethane that we have. So we can either convert on the surface or convert in orbit. So it's the best of both worlds. So yeah, we are going to get on the launch pad, and I will see you guys there. Hey guys, we're on the launch pad, and I just had a embarrassing launch. I'll show you guys that real quick because it was just completely idiotic on my part. Whoops. So yeah, I'll show you that guys in a minute, or show you that to you guys in a minute. So anyways, what I was saying before I blew my entire Kethane miner apart was actually we'll just show that right now. All right. So, whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Separated the stages before they were done because I wasn't paying attention. And yeah. So, anyways, what I was saying was the this whole mobile miner thing. The whole reason that I'm doing it is to basically start off the mining operation on the moon. And basically as a fallback plan if and we kind of run into any kind of snag for the actual moon base, and those snags being designing the fuel tankers, designing the power source, designing the miners, designing and making sure that the X-Tug can lift and land things on the surface, and to actually find a flat spot to put a moon base, because I mean the moon is not very flat in spots. I mean there are spots, and we have to find a Kethane deposit that's on a flat spot, which is going to be probably pretty difficult. Um, and we're kind of poke around with this miner to actually find a flat spot that would be good for mining Kethane and for a moon base. So we'll probably, and then this thing we can actually use to fly off and go to other Kethane deposits and mine those instead of the one where the moon base will be. So this is the fallback miner. This thing can hold 6,000 liters of raw Kethane, which I would assume is probably more than enough to fuel things. So actually, we'll launch real quick because I don't want to sit on the launch pad here. Throttle up to probably about 1/3 of the way. That should do it. If not, I'll just throttle up as we go. SAS is on, and we're going to launch in 3, 2, 1, go. Nope. Give it a little more thrust here. There we go. Um, So as I was saying, so this thing can hold 6,000 liters of raw Kethane. So I'm assuming the converting raw Kethane into liquid fuel is going to be like, say, for every 10 liters of liquid Kethane, you can get like 1 to 2 liters of liquid fuel, and that's including the liquid fuel and the oxidizer. So the converting is, you know, enough. Not to mention that I don't know whether or not this little puny engine that I put on this thing will be able to lift this entire thing off of the surface of the moon. It should, because I mean there's not that much gravity on the surface of the moon. So this little puny engine, when all these tanks are full of fuel, will hopefully be able to get us off of the surface of the moon. Now I don't really know if it will or not, but we'll find that out shortly enough. So this thing is definitely capable of landing on the moon with the amount of fuel that it has, and should be able to take off from the moon. We shouldn't have any problems taking off from the moon, mainly because, throttle up here real quick, mainly because we'll be able to convert Kethane into fuel our fuel tanks, you know, just when we're sitting on the surface. It shouldn't be that difficult. Didn't screw it up that time. Woo! Well, actually, that wasn't the right stage. So I'm not worried. As long as we can land on the moon, I'm not really too worried about fuel after that. If we can land, more than likely we'll be able to take care of everything from there. And I wasn't gonna put a big RCS tank on this miner, because I was like, I don't really need it for that much, you know. I mean, it's not really too important. And then I thought about it, and then we can convert Kethane into RCS fuel too. So I figured, why not have a big RCS fuel tank on it? So that way, when we do convert Kethane into RCS fuel, we can fuel up everything with RCS as well. So we won't ever run out of RCS fuel either. So that's pretty much the plan. And then for this episode, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna skip the whole getting to the moon part. Like, I'm gonna cut you guys out of that. I mean, you guys have seen me use the maneuver nodes enough to get to the moon. I'll get it into an orbit around the moon, and then I'll bring you guys back in, because I'm trying to cut these episode lengths down, and I've been doing a really crappy job of it. So, I'll try to chop some of this up real quick, but it shouldn't be too bad of a thing. So yeah, we're gonna get this thing into orbit, or at least hopefully we'll be able to get this thing into orbit. I don't really know. I'm hoping we will. Let's keep tipping over. Get rid of those. Throttle up all the way. And we are losing a lot of velocity, which I don't want to be doing. Crap. I was gonna put a mainsail engine right here, but I was like, yeah, we'll probably get up high enough that I won't need it. And right now, it looks alright. It doesn't look like too bad. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this thing into orbit around Kerbal, and then we're gonna get into a maneuver node. Well, I'm not gonna show you guys this part, but I'm gonna get this thing into an encounter with the moon, and then I'll bring you guys in and kind of show you a quick little thing of me getting, like, you know, just the burning part of actually getting around the moon. And then we will get into a nice orbit, and then we will land and start mining Kethane. And then probably the next episode, because I don't want to make this episode too long, next episode we will actually convert. We'll convert Kethane in this episode, but next episode we'll actually fill up this entire miner with as much fuel as it could possibly carry, and then rendezvous with our space station, and then see how economically viable this miner is. And if it is, awesome. If it is not, we're gonna have to kind of redesign it a little bit and figure out what the hell we need to do to make it, you know, make it worth actually using this miner. But for right now, as of right now, we have everything in place, I think, other than a rover. We'll probably do that one of these episodes too. We'll get a rover on the surface so it can easily drive around the surface and find Kethane deposits without having to, you know, take off and land and do all these things to just find a decent Kethane deposit. And I wanted to use the rover just to put a miniature Kethane satellite or Kethane detector on it, just so it'll be that much easier. Because when I don't know, I think it'll just be easier to have a rover on the surface. It'll just save me I think it'll just give me extra of not having a headache, I guess, and see how that works. So let's get rid of that. Full throttle. We have 1,000 meters per second to gain before we can get into orbit, so we may be screwed here. I don't really know. This thing, I need to get rid of this. That's one bad thing is like whenever you mouse over, you like it covers up everything, so it kind of bothers me. But whatever, you can turn it on or off, so that's a good thing. I really don't know if this thing's gonna get in orbit. If it doesn't, I'll just bring you guys back whenever I get it into orbit. So, yeah, I'm going to get this thing into orbit and get it into a counter with the moon, and I will see you guys in a minute. Hey guys, we're back, and I ran into some problems, but I'm about to do an encounter with our space station around the moon because I don't think we have enough fuel to actually land on the moon right now. So I'm going to dock with our space station real quick and refuel, and then we will land on the moon. Hopefully. I ended up having to relaunch that, or to relaunch this rocket. I just kind of screwed up my gravity turn, and it just made it. I just make it easy to make it easier. I just relaunched and did it this way. So we're gonna actually have an encounter with our space station, and we're gonna dock with it real quick and refuel some, get some refueling going on. And where the hell is my space station? Somewhere around here. Where's the map? I'm looking at the wrong direction. There it is. Alright, now we can fast forward. Just so I can watch the distance. We shouldn't be coming in too fast with it either, so we should be able to meet up with it pretty quickly, actually. Too fast. Slow down. Slow down. There we go. So let's adjust this real quick. Yeah, I have like a half. I have about a half of the amount of fuel that, about a half a tank of fuel, really. Um, and I think that'll be kind of close enough to land on the moon, but I'm just playing it safe right now to. I'm just gonna dock with our space station because it just seems like it'd be dumb not to. Pretty much is the reason I'm going with right now. So we're gonna burn and get a closer encounter with our space station. Let's cut it right there. Let's see where we're at here. My frame rates dropped horrendously for some reason. There we go. That's what we need. But yeah, basically I am rendezvousing with the space station real quick to refuel because it'd just be stupid not to. I mean, we have a space station out here, so why not, rendezvous with it if we can. It just seems like it'd be a waste of actually using the space station. I mean that's the whole point that these things are out here is in case something like this would happen, is that I can dock with it and refuel. Now, whether or not this space station actually has fuel in it, I am not sure. I don't remember. I don't remember if I used fuel from it to get it into orbit or not. So this is going to be kind of interesting. So if we dock with this thing and it doesn't have fuel, we are screwed. um, I mean, not totally screwed, but I mean, it would definitely hurt us in the long run because then we gotta figure out how the hell we're gonna land this huge spaceship on the surface of the moon and to mine Kethane. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna dock with this thing real quick, and I will bring you guys back whenever we are getting ready to land on the surface of the moon. So I will see you guys in a minute. Alright guys, we're back. I docked, fueled, and we are good to go to land. So I put the miner at about 20,000 meters above the surface, and I'm trying to figure out. I want to land right here because this looks like the best. I mean, the most amount of Kethane. I mean, it says it's 409,000 liters of Kethane in each one of these spots. So I figure if we can land in this general area right here, I think that would probably be our best bet. So we're probably just gonna actually fast forward real quick, like skim over the surface and get to mining here real quick on this episode, just so you guys aren't, you know, messing around and seeing what's going on. So we're gonna actually, and then probably right now would be a good time to start slowing our orbit, which is I was gonna say, where is the moon? We are actually up pretty high right now, which is not. I started doing like a low altitude lands, which is like 10,000 meters roughly. So I get, actually, we might just still do that because I might actually miss that spot if I do it this way. So we're gonna bring our Apple apps and Perry apps down to about 15,000 roughly. I'm gonna get rid of this grid real quick. Bring it down to like 15-ish around there, and just skim over the surface of the moon basically, to honestly to just make it easier to land, or to land more accurately actually. I found that if you are coming in low, if you come in low and then start slowing yourself down. Did I miss where I wanted to go? No, I didn't. If you come in low and then just basically burn off all of your horizontal velocity, it makes it so much easier and a little bit more accurate to actually land. It makes it a little bit easier on yourselves, or to myself, anyways. That's the way I've been doing it. Is that I come in pretty low and then I just burn off all of my horizontal speed and then slowly come down that way. It just seems to work a lot better for me. So that's what I've been doing actually. So we're gonna bring this down to about 15-ish, roughly. See where our spot is that we want to mine, which is on the dark side of the moon right now. Crap. How's this looking? 239, 137. You know what? We'll just land here because I'm basically just landing. I mean, it's a mobile miner. We can pick it up and move it wherever we want to go. So right now we'll just do it in the daylight so you guys can actually see. I think that would be the better thing to do for you guys. So we are going to land roughly around here. So we're actually going to fast forward and get nice and close. I hope I don't run into the surface of the moon by accident. I shouldn't. No, we should be all right. So we're gonna get probably right about. We'll get a little bit further. Probably right about roughly here, and we're gonna start burning off all of our horizontal speed. So let's. Wrong direction. I am really good at pointing in the wrong direction. So we are gonna. I gotta burn off this horizontal speed quick. So. And then we're gonna see if we can bring that down to where I want it. Actually, we could have just went right there. Hold on. 239. That's not in the dark side yet. Screw it. We'll just land right here. Screw it. Screw it. Not that big of a deal. So we're burning off all of our horizontal movement, and we're gonna hopefully come straight down right on this nice patch of Kethane. It's not a huge patch of Kethane, but it's a big enough patch to actually do something with. So, and I actually have to let the satellite scan the moon quite a bit more because I don't have enough. It's not nearly scanned enough for me to actually make a judgment on where exactly I want the moon base. So, all right. So we are coming straight down. Well, not straight down, but close enough to a Kethane deposit here. So we're gonna burn off the rest of our speed roughly and come straight down, hopefully. And go right there. It's a little off, but it's not big of a deal. There we go. Our lights are on. We need to put down our landing gears and start slowing down our descent because we're actually coming in kind of quick. Not quick enough for me to be worried, but quick enough that I want to start slowing down right now. So we are going to try to get a nice, smooth landing, hopefully on a flat surface. Anyways, there's our shadow. Start slowing down a little bit more. Move this over just a touch. And we'll get it down to like 20-ish meters per second coming down speed. Here we go. Come down nice and soft. We have plenty of fuel. I just wanted to make sure that we had enough fuel to land so I wouldn't end up crashing this thing into the surface, because that would have been embarrassing. All this trouble for nothing, you know. So you're gonna speed up a little bit more. Where's our shadow? Where is the shadow? Is it like, oh, of course it's directly underneath us. Hopefully this is a flat spot. Flat enough anyways. I'm getting pretty good at landing on the moon, I gotta admit. Being able to come down and be able to adjust my thrust without panicking. Of course, now that I say that, I start panicking. Of course, I'm panicking. Crap. Alright, slowly, 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 very slowly, very slowly. And got the engine and stay standing up. Sweet. Alright, we are landed on the surface of the moon. Holy crap, that was weird. I did like a finagle. My wrist was starting to hurt from messing with the throttle. Ow! So all right, we are successfully on the moon. Let's start our mining operation. Let's see. Oh crap, didn't want to do that. Whoops. And we are landed perfectly in where I wanted to be. So let's put this back out. And we need tons and tons and tons of power for the Kethane converter and for the drills themselves. So let's start our drills on that action group. Let's see how cool this looks. That's pretty neat. Oh, come on, that's cool. Gotta admit, guys, that's pretty cool. Look, there's spark. There's even green gas. That's cool. That's cool. I don't care what anybody says. All right, cool. So we are gathering some Kethane. So we are gonna fill up these tanks with some Kethane, then we're gonna convert and fuel up our fuel tanks with it, and then fill up the Kethane again, and then go rendezvous with our space station. So that's pretty much it for this episode, guys. We'll pick this up on the next episode. I'm gonna try to do at least one episode a week of Kethane Space Program, and kind of pick spots here and there for my regular Let's Play. Don't forget to like the video. The likes help. And don't forget to subscribe, because I'm going to continue to make these videos. I mean, I enjoy making these videos, and I understand. I went back and actually watched some of my old videos, and man, I was very, very nervous about talking on while I was playing this game. So now the videos have gotten better, I hope, and that are a little more entertaining for you guys. So don't forget to like the video, subscribe, leave your comments, any suggestions, any ideas. It doesn't matter. Say, hey, you're doing a good job. I like those. And if you leave comments, I try to respond to them as quickly as I can. So like I said, like the video, subscribe, leave comments. Thanks guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.